So y'all know this is a timeless reading, right? But I can't help but to point out that with everything going on like right now, like this year is the year of our eclipses being in the sign of Virgo and Aries. Mercury's in retrograde right now. It's like, I think I would be doing a disservice if I didn't point out how I think we're all kind of under a work review, a performance review, if you will, from the universe. So let's see how we doing. If we getting a raise or promotion, if we're getting the boot, getting the chop. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. I'm Dap. I do pick a card readings, live readings every day. I go live and I read for y'all like in real time, like for donations every single day. I also do private readings, personal readings if you want to do that. There's links in my description. But I'm just showing up right now. I'm trying my best to just show up every single day because I got a lot going on in my life that is just up in the air with a lot of things. My living situation, I don't know. I think work for me is like what I do is the only thing that's keeping me sane. So like I'm just gonna keep showing up. I'm just gonna keep showing up, and I know that at the end of the day we'll have something to show for it. And I think we all may be in a similar place in our own lives in our own way. And so this is what this reading is for. So we're gonna look at how you're viewed in all aspects. So all you got to do is just pick a card, pick whatever resonates to you on the screen. Pick with your third eye, not your first or second. You may want to even take it a step further and watch all the piles if you have time and see what sticks from each one. A lot of people do that. Also, if you want to subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment with a purple heart, that definitely gets the video out into the algorithm and it helps boost how much this video is seen or could be seen by people who may just need to hear a message, an honest message about what's going on in their work life. So without further ado, I'm not going to bore you to death. We're going to get into your reading. Check the timestamps for your pile, and I will see you over there. Bye for now. Spirit guide you. Blessings in all we do. What's up, pile number 1? Welcome to your reading on how are you viewed at work? How are you seen? What's going on there? We're going to look at it from all aspects. And I'm going to keep it quite open. So if you have a 9-to-5 job, it'll work for you. Or you have a business, a side hustle, you're a contractor, whatever, you put yourself where you fit in. So like say if you don't work a 9-to-5 and you have your own business, guess what? You may be your own boss. So in that place, we're going to see how your clients feel about you. So just change boss to clients, or whoever pays you, whoever pays you that money, whoever you have to answer to, that's going to be your boss. Your coworkers, same thing there. If you don't have necessarily coworkers, like working in an office building or like a restaurant or something like that, it's like, guess what? It may be your peers, your people in your niche, people, your competition, even, if you have their own business, how they see you. People on your level who do what you do on your level. And then we'll look at the larger aspect that you have on the world with your work. How it affects people in ways that you may not quite understand or notice or be able to. But we're going to start off with the vibe check, which is the astrological placement, that moon in Virgo in the 7th house. This is how you show up to work. This is your energy about work. You don't have to have those placements, but 10 points if you do. But this moon in Virgo is somebody who had like your emotional wellness, like how can I put it? Yeah, your emotional welfare kind of depends on how harmonious your work is, how dependable people see you as, how hardworking people see you as, and how needed you are at work. These are very important to you, maybe even more so important than like say getting that promotion, or maybe even getting a whole lot of respect. Or it's not like yours is not about ego at all. I think the other two pals may had a little bit more messages about being seen and showing up for themselves and that kind of energy. Yours is more so, I don't need that. I don't really, it's like, I can be in the background. I don't, this is my work. I don't really, like, you don't have issues about being seen or being respected so much. I think you just want to be, dependable and be useful. And this is a whole nother energy. It's an interesting energy, but it's a different energy. So I think out of all the piles, this may be the one where like this is actually like a corporate job or working for a business, like a healthcare provider, somebody who works in customer service, like call center work, IT, HR. I'm getting that. I'm getting a caretaker. I'm getting somebody who maybe even does work that's not even necessarily in like fun. Like say it's someone who's really good at finding the details in certain things and very meticulous and organized is that energy. Also keeping the peace. I think that Virgo in the 7th house, this is giving HR vibes or giving say corporate leadership vibes, hiring managers, like training people, being in charge of that kind of thing, making sure everyone also gets along and everyone has what they need. That's important to you. So I feel like you're always on the run. You're always doing stuff. You always got someone on your mind. It's a very mentally taxing job. I feel like how you see your work, it's like, or how you see yourself at work, is like this energy of the Knight of Swords, which is you're sharp. You're always fly. It's like I feel like you, from the moment you get there normally, and to the moment you leave, it's just nonstop. I gotta go, do, da, ha, ha, ha. And it's like, even if you're not physically moving, which I feel like a lot of it may be, it's like you may be working on a busy restaurant, you may be a nurse or like working on the, it's like, it's something where you like, we gotta go. It's hot, it's fast paced. Environment is this, is that when it's busy, it's oof. It's like, it can be exciting. It can be kind of fun to you. Actually, it's like you enjoy that. And even if it's not physically moving, it's like mentally, it's like, I got a lot of stuff to do. I got to multitask this. I got 2 screens on my desk where I'm like, oof. You know, like it's very much that and I love that. I used to work in those kind of environments when I was like working in the 9 to 5. I loved it. Whether it was a restaurant, whether it was a T-Mobile call center, like I loved all that. You know, I showed out. I hate being bored at work. And I think you do too. I think you have one of those restless minds, and I think you like one of those people where like when you do want to escape from the world, like that's work for you, baby. It's like when you are having a hard time in your personal life and in your relationships, you may feel extra comfortable, like I mean extra willing to go to work. Like you leave your troubles, you leave that shit at the door, you turn it on, and you dive right, you focus. You know, people would never know that you are going through anything at all. That's how good you are at your job, or how good you are at like staying on task, sticking to the task at hand. People ask you anything, you got it. Even if you don't like them, it's not about me liking you. It's about me doing my job. So it's like, with even the hardest people to work with, they'll work with you. You'll work with them because it's like you have this energy of like, I'm not here for the bullshit. Like I'm not here for nothing. I don't care how you feel about me. You can like me, you can hate me. It's not important how I feel about you. I don't really think about how I feel about you. I just want you to do your job. Like it's just very much that. It's giving boss, baby. And speaking of boss, how your boss views you, your clients view you, they see you as higher than you see yourself. If you come up as the Knight of Swords for yourself, that's how you see yourself. I'm just running errands. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. It's like I'm the action person. You know, I'm the worker. They see you as like as higher than that. They see you as somebody who maybe a little bit emotionally detached sometimes, a little bit direct with your delivery, but it comes from a place of caring. The Queen of Swords still has this water element to her. She still has the sensitivity to her. She represents Libra. It's like there's a balance to like say your directness, your intelligence, but also how you deliver. You do have it's not soft, but it is mindful how you come across. You know, you have a certain respectful way of dealing with people and dealing with things, and they trust you. Your boss trusts you, so you may be a trainer. You may have more responsibility. You may take on more than most people, and they give you more. I do feel like with that Queen of Swords energy as well, though, it's like you also are able to be honest and let people know, like when you're dealing with them, like say if you have clients, like if you don't have a 9 to 5, it's like they trust you to say exactly what the truth is, what you need to say, because it's gonna be honest. Like you're not gonna sugarcoat it. You're not gonna just try to boost somebody's spirit or ego just to kind of like get money from them or something like that. It's like, no, you're going to honestly but tactfully, respectfully speak the truth, and they see you as that. Like, you make good decisions as well. They see you as somebody like, your boss may even ask you like for help. This is for somebody. Your boss may even ask you for advice or help on a lot of things. Like, hey, what do you think about this? Especially if you've been there longer or something like that. And it's like, it's like, damn, it's like, don't you get paid more than I do? Like, shouldn't you know this stuff already? Because you are also, you underestimate the power of your own memory and mind as well. Because you're really good at spec. I remember like working at Cheesecake Factory, we had 350 menu items that we all had to know. Like, had to know ingredients that went into it, the full menu name. We had to know like everything about the stuff, right? And we had to take this exam before we could even get on the floor. And even then, it's like you still are just learning on the job. It took me a couple of years because it always changes too. But it's like I knew all the sauces that came on every burger. I knew every single cheesecake. I knew all the toppings. I knew how they were plated. I knew what plate they came on. Like, I was a king of spec because I like that kind of stuff. I just like to study stuff. Like, I don't know what it is. I'm just that person. Like, I would take the stuff home and like and study it. Like, I knew the bar recipes where I was a bartender. Like, how you know what goes in this drink? Because I looked at it. It's available to us. Like, why don't you don't look at this stuff when you have downtime? Like, why don't y'all be reading up on this stuff? It's your job. Like, so I get it. So like, so even your boss, like, they may ask you something like, is that right? And it's like, yeah, that's right. It's just second nature. They don't even like think nothing about it because they know that you're going to be on, like, you're going to know what you're doing. And it's funny because like I had bosses like that too, like managers, because like they had a lot on their plate. Like, this is my job. I should know what all this stuff is. They should too, but it's like I didn't look at it like they should be as good as knowing like the little bit of details like I know them because I'm the server. Like, I'm the one, touching this stuff and doing it like that. So the manager would come up to me and like, hey, is that right? Or what plate does this go on to? Like, do you know where this is? Like, they would come to me all the time. Kind of annoying sometimes, but at the end of the day though, I'm like, it makes sense as to why like they would feel comfortable asking me because I do it. Like, and I know it. I'm a trader. So it's like, respect that. You got respect on that name, baby. That's the highlight of you. But your coworkers, how do they feel about you? Well, I'm not gonna say you make them nervous. I do feel like they think of you as a little bit uptight sometimes. They think of you as a little bit, some of them regret maybe how they treat you, or maybe the things that they said about you to other people. Because I feel like you're not, don't take this the wrong way, but you're not that warm at work. I don't get a warm energy about you. I don't get a trying too hard to be liked energy either. So like, you may rub people the wrong way every once in a while, especially people who are new there, or like people that you are interacting with, like when you first meet somebody or something. Like, they may not be like, oh, I love working with this person. They may be like, ugh, God. It's like, you make us all look bad. It's like, oh, you care so much. It's like, you try. It's like, oh, you do the most. Like, why do you care so much? Just fuck it. Like, just do it. Just get this half-assed and go on about our lives. And it's like, you refuse. And it's like, you make people be better just by being you. And some people hate that. Some people worry about like, maybe I'm not supposed to do it. I'm not meant to do this. Like, maybe I don't have the passion, or maybe I'm just not smart enough. It's like, you make people question what their best effort is. And that's what you should do. You make people question, am I doing my best? Is this my best? Do I have more to offer? Is this for me? Because they doing the hell out of it. It's like, exactly, as you should. It's not like, sometimes finding our way and like, it's sometimes like we have to ask ourselves these hard ass questions. And sometimes we can only get to that by seeing somebody do something better than us, worse than us, whatever. It's like, it's not always someone has to bring to our attention, like with words, or like say, hey, I really think you should do this, or I think you're really good at, like, sometimes we get big clues on how we're doing by watching how other people do the same thing that we do. The people right next to us doing the same thing. And I think you do bring a sense of like setting a standard to your peers as well as your coworkers. You set a standard, and it's not a low one either. It's not a low bar. The impact that you have on a greater scale is that you remind people with this Wheel of Fortune in reverse that no matter what life brings you, no matter what the ups and downs are, no matter what happens that you cannot control, you can always control who? You. You can always show up poised and ready to go. No matter what you got going on, your responsibilities are your responsibilities. What you signed up to do is what you're going to do. And if you can't do that, maybe we should look inside of ourselves. You make people do that. And that's a beautiful energy. It's not an easy energy, but it's a beautiful one. Sound in the comments on how this resonated. If you want to support me and the channel, book a reading. Give me something to do. Get a personal message, or just leave a tip, a donation, a blessing. That's everything for me right now. Kind of going through it, but I'm showing up for myself every day because I lead by example, kind of like you do. But your affirmation is Archangel Raphael. I find balance within, and I feel my feelings, and I embrace my emotions. Love swirls into my life, but I recognize repetitive patterns, and I choose patterns of love, compassion, and kindness. I focus on my heart center, and I treasure the lessons I learn through being in relationships with others. And with that being said, guys, remember, if you got spirit, what spirit got you? Blessings in all we do. Bye.
Blessings in all we do. That do to that do to.
What up, pal number 2? Welcome to your reading on how are you viewed at work? How are you seen when you show up for yourself at work? This could be a job that you have working for a company or for yourself. Just put yourself where you fit in. Of course, I believe in it kind of open to interpretation, so you can kind of, if you have your own business, or if you have your own business, you are your own boss. So your boss will be like your clients, the people who pay you, right? Your coworkers. If you don't have a 9-to-5 job or you work for a company, then guess what? Your coworkers are your peers, the people in your niche, the people that are on your level, you know? Also, the impact. We're gonna look at like the broader scale, like how your work affects, say, the greater scheme of things in ways that you may not really understand yet or even see. But we're gonna start off with the main energy, your astrological placement there, the sun in Leo in the 4th house. Now, you don't have to be a sun in Leo or have Leo in your chart, but this is just describing the energy of how you show up for work. And to me, it feels like somebody who they craves to be seen. Like it wants to be seen. You have like this main character energy about you that's that doesn't come across as too much or narcissistic or self-absorbed. You know, it doesn't come across as like a as in a selfish way, because and why? It's because of the 4th house. That 4th house is the very opposite of the sun. It's the moon's energy. It's Cancerian energy. You do it with care. You want to be seen because you care so much. You want to be seen for a leader because you care so much about how you show up for work. You're like one of those people where it's like you don't half-ass anything. If you don't feel like inspired to do it, if you don't feel like motivated to do it, you can't half-ass it. You just won't show up that day. You won't. It's like I can't. It's like it's all or nothing with you. And people really respect that. People love that. It makes it you get very far with that energy, because it's like people know it's like when you show up, you ain't gonna play around. You ain't gonna you ain't gonna tease me. You gonna give it to me the way you're supposed to, the way you need to, and you gonna bow out. You know, which like waiting for your applause because you deserve it. And I like that energy. It's a fun energy. I feel like you probably really like that work. You have a very magnetic and charismatic thing going on with you. Even if you're like quite reserved outside of work, you know how to turn it on and turn it off. I'm seeing like a light switch. It's like blink. Okay, I'm on. It's like it's really giving somebody who is meant to be seen or like lead something, like the face of something. That type of energy. So if you like have your own business, again, like that would make sense, but all the pals could have their own business. But here in this placement, it's like in a sense that you are creating something. You know, you're finding stability in something that you created or that you really identify with. It can be, if it's a corporate job, you just really identify with it. You know, it makes you feel like this is where I'm supposed to be. Like I'm making a difference. This is me. You know, and that's how you feel about it. The Ace of Wands is saying like you finally get it. It's like it's something clicks in you when you show. It's like you feel inspired. This could be a new job, by the way. This could be a new job. This could be a new level in your job. Like say if you got promoted, if you have decided to take on something else in your business or whatever, or maybe even start a side hustle, you feel inspired and energized and ready to go. There's a lot of energy surrounding that. It's a lot of hope. It's a lot of just I'm feeling gassed up. I do see the 5 of Wands though, and what you do, you may be it may be a very competitive field. You may feel like you have a lot of competition or a lot of eyes that, you know, like it's like they can go anywhere for what I do. How I'm gonna make them come to me? You know, it's like there are a million people in the world that do what I do. How can I do it in a way where they gonna notice me? It's like you have that energy about yourself. So whatever it is, it's like you do stand out. that Five of Wands. I see the Page of Pentacles as well. And you're sort of strategic. I think you're still learning. I think there's something about it's like having all this energy and all this passion or whatever, or like this desire, but you're still kind of like figuring out what to do with it, like where to take all this energy, where can I place it in different in different areas for it to be the most efficient, the most, you know, and it's not just scattered. You know, you're trying not to scatter your energy. You're trying to focus it in a way where it's gonna be like boom, you know. And it's trial and error. I feel like it's definitely been it's been a journey for you in that sense, and just life, like trying to figure out how much is too much. Because I feel like you extra, baby. You kind of extra. You may be a little dramatic. I can see that. Because your boss and your clients, I see it a little bit as a Temperance in reverse, which can be like you come on strong. You come on strong, and it's like it's not necessarily a bad way, but it's like sometimes in moments where you could probably be a little bit softer or like pull it in a little bit, it's like you may you may be a little bit too much, you know. It's like you're like, sometimes your boss is gonna have a bad day. They don't want to hear no bullshit about like how you like want to push back on them, like, or you want to like crack a joke in a meeting or something. Like they don't, like, sometimes they just don't want, they ain't the move of that. It is what it is, you know. It's like, and it's okay. It's like, we're just people. You take up space, and that's fine. Like, you know, you take up space, and they know you take up space. So it's like they can see you sometimes a little bit like ugh, you're the wild card of the group, or you're like the problem child. If that's like your boss, the Queen of Swords in reverse is like, sometimes I hate even having to call you in here for a serious discussion, because it's like, I don't know how this is gonna go. You're not afraid. Like, I feel like you have a, well, some of y'all have relationships with your boss, or like the people that you kind of like answer to, or they pay you. It's like you have a almost like a real cool relationship, like where you can just kind of say anything. Like you can be like, fuck this, and they be like, I know, I get it, but like, listen, you know, it's almost like y'all are real with each other, but it's like you can be a little bit much. It's like they try to meet you at your level, like, you know, like if you're upset and you get mad and you cussing at me and ups and irritated, it's like they'll probably take it. They probably wouldn't just, okay, yeah, I understand. It's like, I get it, you know. And that's maybe the dynamic that you have, and I think that's kind of cool. A lot of people don't have that relationship with their boss, but it's like I think you get away with a lot more than maybe the other people around you make it away with, because, and not because they like you more, because like, I think your approach to realness, or just being yourself, or just being, hey, you know, like, this is what this is, or just blunt. It's like, it's almost like off-putting or like polarizing to the point where it's like they just kind of go with it, you know, like they don't challenge you, because it's like, well, okay. So that's also a sign of a leader, by the way. It's like you may not even notice it, but it's like the way you come to your superiors, your leadership, the people above you. It's like you do it in a way where it's like it's a instant, like, we're balanced. That like, wait, you're not, I don't see you as beneath me or above. Like, it's like y'all kind of like on the, like, interact with each other like you're on the same playing field. I don't think you view yourself as like on the same level as your boss, because that would be a mistake. But they come to you and you come to them in that way, you know. It's like it's actually kind of inspiring. I kind of like it. I didn't see this when I was putting this spread together. That wasn't one of the thoughts I had when I was like just kind of scanning the card. Like I said, I don't try to interpret these cards like until like we get into the reading on camera. But I can't help but to glance at it and kind of pick up a vibe of like what the cards are looking at, like as I'm putting this together. But that wasn't one of the things I was kind of anticipating, is the word I'm looking for. So I think you kind of tilt the power dynamic, or the balance of power in the relationship. And I think you do it in ways where you don't really notice it that much, and your boss don't notice it that much either. But if you stop and think about it, it's like, yeah, I do kind of get away with like just saying what I just talking to my boss, or like just like I'm not intimidated by my boss, like, and I think that's a good thing. But they do see you as like a little bit excessive sometimes. You're too much. You're too much. But your coworkers see you as like the magician. Your peers and coworkers see you as a magician, especially if you work. Actually, it doesn't matter if you work in a like a actual corporation or a company doing whatever. That makes sense. If you work for your own self, doing like a business or something like that, where like that makes sense. They see you as very resourceful. They see you as the go-to person. They see you as having a lot of competency. Like you make magic in a sense. What I mean by that is like, you know how to use everything that's laid before you in smart ways. Like you work smart, not hard. And it makes it and because you are always turned on, or you're doing things from a place of like real honest to God, like you put your soul into it. You're doing it from a place of like, I'm putting my everything in this. Like I'm not turned on when I'm here. I'm not gonna half-ass it. It's like, so you're focused. So it means like you pay more attention in a sense. It's like you also move in a way where you are, even when there's nobody around, you still keep that up, like in a sense, almost like you're being watched. It's almost like you move around like you're always being watched. And even when you're not, it's like you keep that energy. And so it comes across as like, damn, they just so smooth. It's like pop, 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 pop. It's like you invest a lot of your energy into what you do. And it is the energy of the performer. It is the energy of somebody who carries that magician card is very accurate. They have a very accurate read on you. Now, does that mean that they like you or they hate you? I don't think it means either. I think they see it for what it is. You can't hide how competent you are. You can't hide how great you are at your job. Even if they don't like you, they can't deny it. They'll give you that. It's like, bitch, I don't like you. You get on my nerves. You're annoying, but you damn sure know what the fuck you doing. Like, is that the 10 of Pentacles? We can't take that away from you. We can't even take that away from you. Even if I don't like you. I didn't come here to be liked. I didn't come here to make friends. This ain't RuPaul's Best Friends race. It's like, it's like, for real though. It's like, I don't care if you like me or not, but you will respect me, and that's what we're doing, so we can keep it moving. The impact, the larger impact that you have on the world and people around you by what you do is, in essence, you show people that something real, something honest, and something truly amazing happens when a person clicks with that thing that's in their element. When someone is doing something from a place of passion and they're glowing and they are all in, and it's just a good fit. People want to support that. People, and the thing about that is you shine so bright that you actually expose elements of, like, say, people who aren't doing that. The people who fake it, the scammers, the liars. You do what you do so well with so much truth just by being you, without even thinking about it, without trying to. You expose the people who just coast and aren't really connected to it and don't really care and pretend to, just by being you. You ain't got to do nothing out the way to show people what's right and what's not. That's what I got for you. I'm gonna pull you one of these affirmations and see what comes up for you. And we'll close it out. Book a reading if you want to support the channel. That's a great way to support. Book a reading if you want some value for supporting the channel. Also, you can just send a donation if this resonated. It's a blessing. It's a tip. It's the exchange of energy. It keeps this channel going. You know, it is what it is. But whatever it is, I'm grateful for it. You pulled Archangel Ariel, and it says, "My vital life force flows vibrantly through me. I am strong and healthy. I'm grateful for my energetic passion for life, and I'm self-motivated to be productive. I am abundant, and I am safe." Amen. Stop in the comments. Leave me a purple heart if this resonated. And remember, guys, until the next time we see each other, if you got spirit, what spirit got you? Blessings in all we do. Bye.
If you got spirit, spirit got you. Blessings in all we do.
What up, pal number 3? Welcome to your reading on how you're viewed at work. So we're going to start off with the astrological placements, and before we kind of dig deeper into it with the tarot. And basically, that's just a vibe check. So the Saturn and Sagittarius in the second house, it just gives me an idea of what you kind of do, or how you're viewing work, or just how you show up to work. With Saturn in the second house, in that Sagittarius energy, there's it's almost like a conflicting energy with it, because Saturn is all about the rules and restrictions and being disciplined, and also mastering, you know, and being managing your time well. It's all of that. So it's very restrained, and it's very calculated sometimes. which is interesting because it goes very well with that second house. The second house is your placement of like how you get your money, your resources, also your self-worth. It ties into that as well. So you could have like a lot of Taurus in your chart. You could have a lot of Capricorn, Aquarius, Sagittarius kind of comes to mind. But the main energy though is that you're building something real, and you're not afraid to do that in a way that's maybe uncomfortable in the now. It's like you're not afraid to go out there and hustle, struggle, whatever it is. You're gonna get the bag. You're gonna get the bag no matter what it is, and you're gonna do that with a sense of integrity and a sense of honesty, and not being restrictive about it. Like, you'll teach this information back. Like, once you figure it out, I feel like you're creating your own lane in a sense, and once you figure it out, you are a mentor, you're a teacher, and you give it back to the world. So maybe it'll be easier for the people who come after you. It's like you want to leave a legacy almost, but not out of a place of ego or a place of like, I need to be seen. It's coming from a place of like, no, I want to really build my own thing. I want to have my own path. I want to live this life and have something to show for it. And this could be like this is the key energy for somebody who is an entrepreneur. Somebody who may be even like a late bloomer, like maybe you worked a long time in like a certain field and realize like maybe this isn't my heart's desire or my soul's calling and I want to do something else. This could be somebody who's a contractor or freelancer, somebody who goes out there and makes their own life with their skills and their truth, you know? Somebody who wants something tangible for their gifts. I feel like you don't question that you have something to give that may not be fully fleshed out or fully like developed if you were under like, say, the thumb of like a corporation. Doesn't mean you don't work for a corporation, because you could be. Either way, I feel like you're a leader in whatever you do. I'm also getting coach or teacher, a teacher, instructor, anything like that kind of falls into this as well. So let's look at how you feel about your job right now. Like, what's going on at work for you right now? How are you seeing your job? How you see yourself at work? It's the 8 of Wands, and that's a good energy. It's fast moving. It's like I feel like I finally get some traction. I feel like I got some momentum. So you may finally see some results that you like coming in with your job. It's like you may finally feel like you are heading in the right direction. You also may be feeling like you have to communicate a lot with people. So it's like a lot of checking emails. It's a lot of phone calls. It's a lot of checking back. It's a lot of fast communication and like having to keep up. So it's like, and maybe you're keeping up. It's like you're not slowing down either. It's like it's like you're seeing results with it too. And I see the 6 of Pentacles that clarifies that. It's like maybe you are stepping into this energy of like reaping the fruits of your labor, your rewards, feeling like you are actually in it to win it and you belong here, like a seat at the table. All right. It can also be that you're just ready to launch something. Like maybe you haven't launched it fully yet, but you're ready to. And the thing about this, just go ahead and do it. Don't worry about it. Don't be so worried about how it's going to come across or who's going to want, like, because you'll just never know. I feel like putting yourself out there and just doing it and keep showing up for yourself is going to be the thing that's going to pay out in dividends. You know, it's like it's not a one and done for you. Like that Saturn energy tells it loud and clear. Nothing that you do in work is a one and done. You may have like some windfalls or like some luck, but it's like that success that you're looking for, that success that you want, it's going to take time. You know, and you'll go in waves of like, woo, like I'm growing exponentially. Like I'm moving ahead. Like people see me, people understand that I am like the person to come to. You know, it's like you have those moments, and then you may slow down a little bit because that's just how anything works. Like in business and just work in general, like you go through waves where like, oh, we pop it, and then like that's supposed to sustain you for when maybe things get a little slower, because everything happens in seasons and cycles. So right now I feel like you're going through a up cycle, like. And you may be feeling the pressure. So just do it. So, especially if it's launching something or putting something out there, starting something new. The time is now. But how's your boss see you, or your clients, the people who pay you? So it could be like if you're a contractor, the company that contracted you. If you have your own business, your clients, or the people who just pay you, or your actual boss. So I see the Four of Cups in reverse. I think people see you as underrated. People see you as underrated. It's like they value you. Your boss and clients, they see value in you. But the Four of Cups in reverse is almost like a dang, I was sleeping on them. Like how could I have missed them? I'm so glad. Like I'm so glad I stumbled across this person, or I'm so glad that I found this person. Like even if it's like say working in say customer service or restaurant, or like say a corporate place, anything like that. It's like you could have been that last you could have been that last person that the client like, or the customer like interacted with, that almost made them not come back. It's giving that. Or you could have been in that place of like your boss just really overlooked you for the longest time, like just almost not had any sort of feelings about you, but they just didn't. You just kind of faded in the background. Something about you now is standing out, and they feel almost like, dang, I could have missed this. I see the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, you're really stepping into yourself. I feel like some things have kind of played out as well for your favor that maybe you couldn't have controlled, like that person who left you a raving review, or that person who's just really it could even be like say a coworker who did not show up, or they dropped the ball, and you had to pick, and you instinctively and willingly maybe picked up the pace, or like saved the situation from turning even worse or something like that. It's giving like you got noticed, and now they see you as valuable. You know, maybe lucky to even have you. And this is double, especially if you like are an instructor, or you like coach people, or you do readings or something like that. It's like people are grateful to have you. You make everything a little bit easier. You make people worry a lot less. You make things just seem a lot less difficult to manage when you're around. And that's a blessing. You're a blessing to these people. You're a blessing to the people around you. Know that. So the people that pay you, the people whose opinions probably matter the most to you right now, they value you a lot. So know that, appreciate that, and show up accordingly. Like show up with that energy, like expecting people to respect you because you earned it. You honestly earned it. Your coworkers, or the people that you just work next to, your peers, the people in your same field, your equals. They see you as the Queen of Cups in reverse, which is a little bit like they don't know how to read you. They really don't get what you do. They don't get you. They don't hate you. They don't dislike you. It's like they don't understand. They don't get it. I feel like they see you as a little bit more emotionally invested in what you do. You may, especially like if you are like doing the coaching thing or doing the healing thing, like that kind of work, teaching even. It's like you are way more emotionally invested than they could even like pretend to be. And it's interesting because it's like they see you as like almost like you put too much in, like you gonna burn your stuff out, like you gonna be a mess, you gonna need some therapy after this. It's like you take on too much, and it's like that's the thing that makes you stick out though. That's the thing that people love about you. The Knight of Wands, it's like you're not afraid to be messy. You're not afraid to get your hands dirty or be just real, or like have moments of where like people, that's exciting. People don't know what to expect from you. It's like you're not pretending, you're not trying to be a certain image, or you're not trying to show up to this thing with so much polish and like that you're not doing that. It's like, and I see that so much, especially in the spiritual community, and I'm not knocking anybody or naming no names. It's just like, it's just a thing that I see. I see people who feel like, okay, this is what a tarot reader looks like, or this is what a spiritual person looks like, so that's what I gotta be, and this is that, and it's like they're so wrapped up in like the package of what they're delivering. It's like the content, it's like an afterthought. It's like the message is an afterthought, and it's like, no, show up. Just show up for you, like be you. Like you don't I don't like y'all. If you go back and watch my videos, y'all probably see me wear the same 5 outfits, like something with my arms like cut out into it, some t-shirt, like some. I don't. This isn't what this is. Like you know what I'm saying? It's like I don't feel that I could show up pretending to be somebody else, or pretending to to try to fit into an aesthetic that doesn't fit me, or it doesn't even matter if my message is okay, you know? And I feel like that's the thing. And so I show up loud and proud because I hope that it inspires somebody to just know, like, you can be successful in whatever you want to, in whatever you feel like is meant for you, without playing a part, without feeling like you have to trim parts of yourself off in order to be accepted. You know, no, people will accept you because it's you, baby. And that's the point. So, and that may be kind of intimidating to your peers. They don't get it because it's like, I think they're not as open-minded as you, right? And I don't think that's everybody. The Ace of Wands, there are some people who actually feel like you're really creative. It's like, wow, you really do have, like, there's an interest there. Like, you know how to grab somebody's attention because you are the elephant in the room, or the oddball in a sea of, like, normal ass people. There's something very kind of eccentric about it. And so you may have, like, a really love it or hate it energy. This is what it is, and everybody's not gonna be for you, and that's fine. But the larger impact that your work does for the world, no matter what it is, even if it's working at a fast food restaurant, the larger impact that you have is a lot more unknown, and it's more mysterious than you can really imagine, because the moon comes up in that spot. It's like you touch people and surprise people in ways that they're not expecting. I think you get to the core of, like, saying what people don't necessarily even know that they want. You know, it's like you create an experience for people. I don't think it's so much about providing a service, no matter, even if you are, like, say, a service worker, or like a working in customer, whatever it is. It's like, that's, yeah, you do that, you're efficient at that. A monkey can do that, though. Like, anybody can, like, you know, handle a customer's problem or a client's problem, or teach a skill that you, whatever. Like, anyone can do that. But, like, you provide an experience, you provide an emotional connection to whoever you're servicing or whatever you're doing, and even the people around you, and it makes it impactful. That's the key. Always stay in tune with your emotions. You know, it's like, it may be messy, it may not be a blueprint for what you do, but you're doing it right because you're doing it in authenticity and truth. So keep growing, keep expanding. I love that for you. I think I want to pull you an affirmation before we close it out. Oh, I'm also hearing, don't undersell yourself. If you are doing, like, say, freelancing, or like trying, or reading, just like that, like, don't undervalue, like, no, charge more. you specifically charge more. You're not seeing how much value you really do give, and how much it takes out of you to be able to show up in such a emotionally invested way. Charge more. They'll pay it. You have Archangel Ariel. It is safe for me to shine my light brightly. I am self-confident and recognize my value and worth. It is easy for me to set boundaries, and my internal brilliance shines. I have the courage to be all that I can be. Amen. Sound off in the comments. Leave me a little purple heart if this resonated, if you made it to the end of your reading. I love you. I mean it. And remember, guys, if you got spirit, what spirit got you? Blessings in all we do. Bye.